Hello my dears, and welcome back to my corner of the internet. I'm Shannon, and today I've got a highly requested video to share with you guys. So many of you have asked if I had any tips or tricks for growing your YouTube channel, and I figure since I've had fairly steady growth over the 2 years that I've been on this platform, that I can share with you some things that I've learned to be very helpful for me personally. And maybe there are things you haven't thought of or you hadn't heard of before, and maybe they'll help lead you in the direction you want to go. So I've got notes. That's how you know it's serious. I've broken these tips sort of into 2 categories. One is the more technical side of YouTube, and then the other is the more sort of personal side. So we'll start with the technical side because that's kind of, you know, the more boring stuff, and we'll just get through that. So the first thing I want to tell you is so important is tagging your video. What you tag your video as is sort of what guides YouTube to know where to recommend your video. And you want your video to be recommended as much as possible, because that's the whole reason we're here on YouTube. We put our videos out because we want them to be seen. Otherwise, we wouldn't be making them in the first place. So tagging your videos is so important. The best thing to do, and what worked really well in early 2016 when I started making videos, is tag as many things, related things, as you can think of. Because the more tags you put in, the more places your video will get recommended. I do have to say though, right now we're going through a bit of a bumpy area where that's becoming a bit of a problem. Starting probably back in the summer, when YouTube really started going crazy with demonetizing any videos that they thought to be harmful, or inappropriate, or violent, or whatever, they created some sort of AI that, you know, some algorithm, bot, whatever you would call it, that goes in and combs through trying to find videos that shouldn't have ads running on them. And the content of the videos really have nothing to do with it, because what this algorithm seems to be looking for are the tags and the titles. And this machine learning thing, it goes crazy, and it's very sensitive, and anything that it thinks is even a little bit off, it will demonetize your video. So over the past few months, I've sort of learned what will and will not make it demonetized. For instance, putting the word fun in the tags will get it demonetized. Any sort of word that has any kind of negative or dramatic or just any word that's any way not just a very basic neutral word tends to put the flags up. So, like, here's an example. The other day I put up a review of the Tarte Foil Finger Paint Shadow Palette, and I put that as the title. Tarte Foil Finger Paint Shadow Palette Review. And it was fine for a while, and then after a few minutes it got demonetized. So I'm to the point now where I know when it gets demonetized, when that green symbol goes to yellow, I can pretty well fix it by changing up the tags and the titles. So I was like, what could it be this time? And I'm looking at the title, and I realized that the kind of negative word that was throwing it off was the word shadow. Eyeshadow's fine, but if you put the word shadow, which was the name of the palette, it's like, shadow? No, that's dark. Dark, we don't like dark, and it demonetizes it. So anytime if you notice that my video's called one thing, and then, like, say if you see it scrolling past your feed and it's called another thing, you know it's because I had to mix up the name of the video to get it monetized again. Another example is yesterday I put up a book talk video, and it was called Book Talk Reader's Tag. And it was fine all day, and then this morning it was demonetized. And I'm like, what word? I knew it wasn't tag because I've used that word before and it was fine. So just playing around with it, I took out the word readers, and 20 seconds afterwards it was monetized again. This program is insane. So I'm guessing that when everything happens on February 20th, by knocking out so many of the small channels so they can physically watch every video. This will make that a lot less crazy. So if you're in the side that is remaining in the partnership program, you'll be able to tag more freely again. But even if you're on the other side and you're out of the partnership program for now, you'll be able to go nuts again with the tagging. So there's a bit of freedom in that. And so we got that to look forward to, I guess. Avoid clickbait titles, but be creative with your titling. As creative as you can be at this point without getting demonetized. But definitely avoid clickbait. There are fewer things that will make me desert a channel quicker than if they're clickbaiting their titles. If I'm clicking on your video, it's because I want to see what I think I'm going to see, and if I don't, I'm out. I'm done, and I won't waste my time with your videos again. With YouTube, as with anything, patience and diligence is key. I've seen so many beautiful girls come on, upload their makeup videos, and then they quickly lose interest because they aren't gaining, you know, the thousands and thousands of subs immediately like they thought they would. It's a slow go unless you happen to be able to stumble upon, you know, some viral idea that you put up, and I've seen that happen. I had a friend of mine here on YouTube. We had about 500 subscribers at the same time, and one day she uploaded a video and it blew up. She now has like 175,000 subscribers or something, and her most watched video has 8 million views. And that's amazing, and you can't predict it. So that's the thing. If you could predict it or plan it, you know, we'd all be viral. But that was just such a crazy thing to watch happen to her, to watch her blow up overnight like that. And so that's fun. So unless something like that happens to you, it's a slow go, and you need the patience. Because if you don't have the patience for it, you're going to be real frustrated. And like I said, I've seen so many people come and go, so many people with great content that I knew if they could just stick it out, they'd get somewhere. But some people just don't have the patience for it, and that's okay. So on the more personal side, I keep looking at my notes if you're wondering what I'm looking at down here. On the more personal side, here are some things I can offer you that have worked well for me. Number one, engage with your viewers. When someone comments, comment back. I'm to the point now where I get a ton of comments on my videos, which I love so much. So if I don't have enough time every day to respond to every comment, I make sure to heart it. And any comment that's a little longer and you know they watched the full video, or if they have any questions, I always respond to those. And by engaging with your viewers, you build friendships with them. And that's the most beautiful thing that comes out of YouTube, is the friendships. I've met so many wonderful, gorgeous, kind, hilarious women on this site, and men, of course, but especially the women. That's who I've gotten the closest friendships with. And if I hadn't engaged with them, that never would have happened. They just sort of would have, you know, been commenting or watching or whatever. They probably would have stopped commenting after a while, and I would have missed out on those friendships. So definitely always try to engage with your viewers. This is a big one. At all costs, avoid falling into the sub for sub trap. It doesn't work. It's not a way to gain an audience. We all fall into it, or maybe not all of us, but I'm sure most of us fall into it at the beginning when you've got no subscribers and you think, well, maybe this will help me gain some, and you know it does. And honestly, you can find some supporters in there, but it's not the way to go about it. Honestly, what you want to do is grow your channel organically. Now, if you stumble across somebody's video, you watch it, you think you guys would have a lot in common, you can comment, you know, leave a genuine comment and then say, I hope you'll maybe check out my videos someday. I think you'd enjoy them, or I think we've got a lot in common. Things like that are fine. Or just reach out, leave comments, Anyone that leaves multiple comments on my videos, I will eventually go and check out their channels too. They don't have to ask me to. I will go and look and see what they've got going on their channels. But when someone says, especially if someone's comment is like, I just subbed, please sub back, like, what's the point of that? You know they're not going to stick around your channel. Be supportive of other channels. You know, we're all out here trying to get our content viewed, trying to build our audience. Give people support. They'll give it back to you. And again, that goes hand in hand with the building friendships. And you eventually get to the point, like, whenever someone leaves a comment on my video, who I watch their videos and I know it, I hear their comment in their voice when I'm reading it, and I absolutely love that. Do you guys do that too? It's so fun. But yes, give support. You absolutely get what you give here on YouTube. And not only that, but in a roundabout way, that works for growing your organic audience as well. Because say if you're a big fan of someone, you're watching their videos, you're leaving comments for them, other people will see you leaving comments, they'll get to know your personality, and that'll bring people over to your channel. They'll know that you have similar interests because you're watching a similar channel that you both enjoy, and they'll come and see what you're about. So it's just, it all works together to sort of bring about growth. One thing that I've always heard people say is to find your niche. Find your niche, stick to those kinds of videos, and you'll grow faster. And that's probably true, but that's not something I've really stuck to. Just because I have so many interests, and I have so many things that I want to share with you guys. So I have a lot of things going on this channel, and a lot of people would probably tell you that's a bad idea. So maybe don't do that. Just kidding. Do what you love on your channel, of course. But for me, like, my book talk videos are my least viewed videos, but I don't care. Like, books are my passion. Reading is what I love, and so I'm gonna keep putting them on here because I know some people love them, and hopefully in time more book lovers will find them. But yeah, do what you love on your channel. Show people who you are. The biggest tip I can tell you is be yourself, be real. People can smell fake a mile away. You know you can, I can. When you're watching someone's channel and they're telling you or acting in a certain way and you know that's not their authentic self, you know, and it can be off-putting. Now, I mean, of course, sometimes you come to your videos to record them and you're maybe a little more upbeat than you would be if you were just sitting on the couch. That's not what I'm talking about. I mean, be yourself. Put yourself out there and people will respond to it. And if it takes a while, don't worry. The right people will eventually find you and they'll respond to it. So do what you love. Create what you love. Put it out there and people will find you. It just takes a while. One final note, in terms of uploading, I find being consistent with your schedule is really, really key. Pick a day a week, a couple days a week, every couple weeks. Like, it doesn't have to be, you know, whatever works for your schedule. If you're like, I can only upload once every 2 weeks. Okay, then pick that day once every 2 weeks and upload on that day. Like, there are so many videos that because of people's consistent schedules, I look forward to. Like my friend Lisa over at 50 is the New Fabulous. I know on Wednesdays she's going to put up her weight loss videos with her cameraman. And I know on Fridays she's going to put up another video. So I look forward to them. When Friday rolls around, I'm like, oh, Lisa's putting up a new video today. I'm so excited. So consistency gives your audience something to look forward to, and I find that works a lot. I'm currently doing 6 days a week, as you know, but before that I did Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That worked great. If you can only do 1 day a week, just pick that day and upload every week at that day, and people will start to come to look forward to it. And yeah, those are my tips. Like I said, I'm no pro, but these have all worked for me, and hopefully they'll work for you too. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye guys.